Hello everyone, it's RASA WERDER from the University of Mother God Church, and I am speaking about my book, Seeing God Face to Face, the Beatific Vision, and reading and commenting from this book, which makes me very happy. Chapter 21, Think Big if you want to find God. God is big, and God thinks big. So if you want to be with God, you have to think big too. What do I mean by that? I mean your prayers have to be big. You have to get your mind off the little things. Yes, pray for them and take time to pray for the big and biggest things. You do this by praying for others and even praying for the whole world. The whole world is God's business. Isn't it? God's business, the whole world. God doesn't just think of little you, little me. Doesn't God think of everyone and everything, the whole world? The whole, you, the instrument of God, this is precisely what you will be in a state of perfection, have to think the same. Why? You are a child of God, and as a soul perfect in love, you are a spouse and a partner of God. If God thinks big and you think small, that's not consistent with who you are. Here's a great test. Try praying for the whole world for 5 minutes. Does it feel wrong? It means you're not in a state of perfect union, perfect intimacy and love with the Lord. When you are right on with God, you think like God, and such prayers and thoughts are comfortable. How do I know? Because I've been there. Are you asking how to get to a big place, a perfect place? By trying. By your will, however small you feel or undeserving, you pray for what you want, and it's a matter of time before it comes to you. Chapter 22. How filthy with sin are you? There's one way to find out. It is called examination of conscience. When's the last time you did it? Probably didn't seem important to you. You had bills to pay, the house to clean, TV to watch, people to talk to, and so on. You had time to talk about other people's sins. But no time to talk about yours! Isn't that a common bull crap fallacy? People talk about the sins of others, but they don't look in the mirror at their own. It's an evil world you live in, you said. We live in, you said. Did you hear about the man down the road who abused his kids, went to jail, and now he's hanging out with a 12-year-old? Shocking, disgusting. How about Fred? He better straighten out. His friends say he drank 2 cases of beer over the weekend. What a loser. Had his license taken away many times. He'd been drinking and driving. Will you ever learn what's wrong with him? Did you ever hear about Guda Jones? She left her husband and 4 children and went off with another man. She'll pay. The selfishness, etc. Now you and your gab mate have covered the sins of the world, and you haven't helped the world or its sins. I'm not saying you can't discuss these things, because it isn't sin to discuss, just to judge and condemn. I myself am the first to admit I've done it a lot and think I've stopped. Yeah, that was then. I haven't stopped. I gotta straighten that out. Here is a revealing and releasing fact. When you face the Lord on Judgment Day, he or she will not ask you about anyone but yourself. You are not responsible for the sins of others, but yours. Therefore, spend more time worrying about your sins than the sins of others. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can control your own. If God can't change them, albeit slowly and laboriously, why do you worry about it? is the rub. You say you're not as bad as those. Let's take a look. First of all, you don't know if you're as bad as them because you don't know what kind of background they came from. They may be disadvantaged, challenged, or mentally and emotionally twisted through pain of their own. God alone knows that. Ask yourself, am I envious of those who have more than I? For the woman, do I envy my neighbor lady who married rich? She lives in a mansion and has nice cars. She can afford all sorts of things, including sending her children to private schools and then good colleges. Do I impute upon her all sorts of things, like I know how she got him. I know how she got him. Are you thinking that way? Do I imagine she's lazy because she hires servants to clean and do yard work? If you have such thoughts inside of you, then you are filthy with sin. To the man, there are two beautiful young women living nearby as roommates. You have no idea what they do, but you think they are probably prostitutes and you want to get some. If they are low and dirty enough to do that for a job, you might as well take advantage of the situation. And naturally, if they are hookers, they are sluts. But you, the customer, you're okay. If you harbor such thoughts as these, you are filthy with sin. To any person, you have heard about a bomber who has killed a number of people. You know nothing about the circumstances, but you think this man will surely rot in hell, and I hope they execute him as soon as possible. If you harbor such thoughts, you are filthy with sin. Why? Because only God knows who goes to hell and who goes to heaven. And unless God reveals to you the gift of revelation where he is going, you have no right to assume. Think about charity. What is it? It's a type of love. It's compassion, empathy, and generosity. How many times have you sinned against charity in your mind? How many times have you thought ill of someone based on appearances? How many times have you assumed a person of a different race is a lowlife? How many times have you assumed beautiful, sexy women are immoral? How many times have you thought rich people are greedy, heartless thieves? How many times have you thought the poor are lazy bums, or that they are poor because they don't want to work? How many times have you thought those who are accused of crime are guilty because they are proven? How many times have you assumed that teenagers are up to no good? All these assumptions and snap judgments are against charity, and yet they are human nature. Human nature is not charitable. When you hit the point of perfection, you will not harbor these thoughts. There's more. Did you ever imagine that some of the evil that comes upon you could be due to your own karma? Unimaginable? You are one of those good people that bad things happen to, you say. You are so busy in your self-righteousness, keeping a black book of other sins, you forgot to examine yourself. Think. Think. No bitterness, no hate of enemies, no gluttony. I mean, do you pig out regularly on steak and ice cream and give your dog's dad's dry food? No cruelty to animals. Do you eat the pork of the pig who was strung up and had his throat cut while living and think nothing of it? No pride. Do you get angry when people get in front of you in a line, and when they ignore you, when they put you down, when they reject you? No vanity. You are 50 pounds overweight, sir, but you imagine yourself to be a big muscular he-man like John Wayne or Arnold. People see you as an older, balding, heavy man, but you see yourself as virile and sexy, all in your mind. You, lady, think people all like you, but they only like you for what you have. You think people admire for your intelligence, but they only listen to you while you're doing your hair and nails or laying your carpet. In your mind, you're a great conversationalist, but as soon as the work is over, the person you hired leaves. They don't hang around you to hear more of you talk, but you want to believe people admire you and like you. because it's vanity. Sin strikes in the most innocent of places. Oh yes, it's harsh. It's not easy. It's not easy to look in a mirror, to do the examination of conscience. No resentment. Resentment is a sort of grudge for wrongdoing against you. No grudge. Then why complain to people over and over what they have done to you? No greed. What happened when the relative died? Did you scramble along with everyone else to make sure you got every penny you could, even if the poor relations who could not afford a lawyer got nothing? No contempt. How many people have you looked down on? How many have you been superior to in your mind? No laziness. Male. How many hours have you sat in front of the TV, couch hero style, watching sports, imagining like Walter Mitty you are the hero? Why don't you be a hero and at least during the commercials take out the garbage, do a little dusting or vacuuming? Some people when they watch TV do housework during the commercials or other chores. They even pray the rosary, and after the long movie they manage to say 3 rosaries per soul. Female, how many soap operas have you consumed? How many romantic ditzy movies? You watch these movies like men were gods, and that special He-Man is just around the corner. Any minute now he'll find you. You're a goddess and sweep you off your feet. What nonsense is generated in your mind when you should be doing something useful? Here, I'm not even talking about heinous sins and crimes, just the average John and Jane Doe next door who are nice people. Is in this examination of conscience, I'm taking the mask off nice people. Please be aware that you are not as nice as you think you are. You might even stink in the nostrils of God. That's it for today. To be continued next week or next time whenever I get ready to do these next series of videos. God bless you. I love you. Have the most wonderful, wonderful New Year's and the rest of the Easter season and the wonderful, wonderful Happy New Year's. God bless you.